Good afternoon. It's November the 29th. I'm starting in the main post office downtown, heading down to the condo on Scar Street from here. So stepping out into Saskatchewan Drive. Still don't have my good microphone, but I should have it next week. So I don't very often walk along Saskatchewan Drive here like this, but then I'll be down into downtown over there, which is more familiar. Rail yards over there, and there's Dudney Avenue that I walk along sometimes. Survey crew for some reason. That's a hotel there. Tallest building in town, actually, that building. So a lot of this was originally, over here was all CP stuff, Canadian Pacific. And what was once the train station is now Casino Regina. So all of this would have been rail related at one point. Now it's got other things in it. That's the World Center over there. I was doing some editing and I had a couple of things to mail, bills to pick up and all that kind of stuff. That's what brought me down here. Tonight is our final rehearsal before dress rehearsal. Show I did with Regina lyric singers, music of Burt Bacharach and the Beatles. All you need is, what the world needs now is love. As soon as I get home, I'm going to be looking at that music to try to get it a little more firmly in my head. It has to be memorized, and it mostly is, but it can always be better. With everything else going on, I haven't worked on it as much as I probably should have. Show. There's two shows on Friday and Saturday at Lakeview United Church. If you happen to be in Regina and would like to come see it, that's where you can find me and my daughter and many other people performing. Here's the train station, now Casino Regina. This building over here is actually the show lounge. So they have various shows in it. I guess I'll cross over and cross on the other side of the street here. Go Hamilton, maybe I'll go up Rose. Oh, Hamilton's very interesting, at least to start with. Yeah, we'll do Hamilton and then decide from there. So it's kind of a different view of downtown than you normally see. Because I don't usually start from over here, although I've walked from over that direction. Actually, over there in that building is Caraway, which is, I was trying to think of the name of that Indian restaurant. We call it Callaway, which of course is actually a golf club. But Caraway, that's where we're getting our dinner tonight. So I'll be back there in the car at 5 o'clock to pick that up. Before I get over to rehearsal at 6:30. Put my hat on. I might put my gloves on here when I got it. Normally I would have mailed something in the Shoppers Drug Mart in the Cornwall Center, but it was such a lineup I decided not to. I walked over to the main branch instead. Trying to read all that, but I have to cross the street without maybe actually I've been along Hamilton more than other places, so maybe I'll actually go this way. I won't go down Rose instead. I can't even tell what you mean by that. But anyway, there's the hotel. Dramatic sky too. There's the casino. There's the hotel. warm today. It's about freezing. There is snow in the forecast over the next week or so, a little bit. Not really cold weather though. It'll probably whiten up again. Monday, I think there's snow in the forecast. That's just a parkade over there. Not all that interesting. Blind corner there. Parkade. Admittedly, this is not as interesting a stretch as the Hamilton side. I also haven't been down it as often, so. Once upon a time, I think the Saskatchewan Science Centre had signs in these holders here back when I was a communications officer. Another parkade on the right. Oof, unexpected downstep. Everything's just checking on the focus there. Looks empty. I don't even remember what used to be in it. Forsy's restaurant next to it. Never been in that one. Could be very good for all I know. And more parking. Broad Street is the next one over there. Certainly smell food. We serve fresh dim sum, but they are not currently open. Oh, horses. Canadian Armed Forces to my right. This is the Alvin Hamilton building to the right, which is federal office building, so there's lots of things in there. If you want a passport, that's where you go. You want to enlist, that's where you go. Stuff like that. Oh, good, we hit the crosswalk. That was nice. Holiday Inn Express there. It's been various things up until. Get down toward downtown, where I normally walk. Grill, Indian Bistro. Never been in there either. Or piercing. I don't do piercings, thank you very much. Or tattoos. I'm surprised you can stay in business doing them, but Peking House here, however, been in many times, very good. Chinese restaurant, if we want Chinese food, this is often our go-to place. Either for takeaway or to have a good meal. Another parkade. Really the street for parkades. It doesn't do much for the street ambiance, that's for sure. Over toward Broad Street over there. That building back there, now that I think about it, used to have my cardiologist in it. The doctor's office is in there, but I don't think they're there anymore because there's a for sale sign on the building. More parking. That's just an office building. I don't know what's in it right now. Nothing on that main floor because it says for lease. Cloud 7 Tech, whatever the heck that is. Renwick Design Studio. Oh, that's exactly what it sounds like. Fashion and jewelry and stuff, I think. CKRM radio station is in here. Harvard Broadcasting. If you're listening to the Rough Riders on radio, CKRM is the host. Good point. I don't see anybody coming, so we'll take our chances here. But don't have to because it turns to walk before I even started. This used to be the bay once upon a time. Present day was in here, but now it's in the Cornwall Center. Back there in the corner, you could actually see somebody in the studio, so I noticed too late to point the camera at him. That's the Ramada there, that hotel. Another parking lot. A double tree over there. More loading zones. Loading docks. There's the SAS Power Building. The Motherwell building ahead of us, now condos. In fact, my brother has a condo in that building now. They stay there when he's visiting his daughters and grandkids who live in here in Moose Jaw. We'll see them soon. Christmas time coming and all. Neighbor tower there is the white one. Light's getting more evening-ish, even though it's only 4 o'clock. The sun will be down in an hour, so effectively it's already late afternoon, light-wise. Victoria Avenue. Hotel where I started. Crave, which is a former Subway restaurant at lower. I guess they call it Victoria Place, but it was originally the Motherwell building. It was a government office building. Like many of our buildings, right? Victoria Tower over there, I don't know what's in it. It's a mooring building. And that tower there is fairly new. It has condos in it. And there's a coffee shop at the bottom I've occasionally got to work in. Though not recently. Which side of the building he's on. Might be this side. My brother, that is. This will also take us by the old bus station. Used to come here a lot to send off packages and pick them up, but then they built a new bus station and then they closed down the bus company. So there's something called Rider Express, which is a bus service, private, but there used to be a government-owned bus service, which is now gone. My main regret there is, I mean, it was losing money hand over fist, but my main regret is that my Shards of Excalibur series, the kids take the bus at one point, or one of the kids does, but you can't do that anymore, so it immediately dates it. Yeah, right here used to be where you went to pick up packages for the bus, and the actual bus depot is all the building behind it was. The new bus depot is really nice. I loved taking buses up to Saskatchewan. Working on the bus if my tendency toward car sickness would let me. It's have Wi-Fi on it and everything else. But you can't do that no more with STC, Saskatchewan Transportation Corporation. You have to take Rider Express. They started out with just a little kind of minivan thing, which was pretty awful, but now they have highway buses. I haven't taken it recently, so maybe I'd actually like it. The biggest problem, I think, is that they don't take you downtown like STC did. So you end up somewhere a lot further away and then have to get from there to wherever you're going. 13th Avenue now. What's that? Much busier on Broad Street, where I walked a couple of days ago. Looking up the other way, towards the sunset. apartment building over here. The orange roof is a nice color, especially in the winter. It's still more brown than white. The little bit of white we got on Saturday has melted because of a couple of warm days, so it's very patchy. But the white is coming. It always comes eventually. I mean, it's already been here and it went away for a while, but it'll be back. Because it actually was white back in October. So far we've had at least some snow on the ground now. A month and a half at least. Coffee shop over there is kind of in my Shards of Excalibur series too. I won't call it what it's called, but it's the basis of the fictional coffee shop that's in the book. And it's next to it. What does it say? What's an art gallery? Oh, I've never been in there. That coffee shop / restaurant has been there a long time now. Hello, Jerry. Up here on the ice, so be careful along here. What they're doing there, they dug into the basement, it looks like. There, into the basement. Interesting old apartment building here with the pillars and everything. Go this way so I don't have to stop traffic. Take a pass through Central Park as we head home. Maybe I'll see our friendly neighborhood bunnies. I saw them there today. Across now. Because I've almost never walked along this alley, probably once or twice, not frequently. It's interesting to see the backs of buildings, I think. This is an apartment building. Their parking is not exactly underground, but at least it's sheltered, which helps keep the frost off anyway. Be careful here, there's ice. Yeah, you never know how old. They could be old and still have new wiring, like the facade could still be old and it could be new inside. That knob and tube, it was called, the old wiring, can be good. When they tore our house apart to renovate it, they had to take that all out, but they said it was in perfectly good shape. There was no particular risk there, it's just not up to code anymore. I think they said it was the best they'd ever seen, so yay, they still tore it out. It's actually tennis courts ahead of us, just to the left, for the apartment building that's coming up here. Shall I go through the parking lot? Why not? Oh, that's why not, because you're trapped. I thought there'd be a way through over here, but there's not. Oh well, at least it was an interesting detour. This is a drive, it's just a sidewalk. Kanab and Tube. Sounds better if you say it funny. Well, that was a useless digression. See, tennis courts up there. They belong to this condo or apartment building, I think, I presume. Cross. So there's Central Park. Our Central Park, not to be confused with the much more famous one in some other, somewhat larger city. Nice enough, though. Less likely. I wouldn't say it's impossible to get mugged in it, but less likely. Another look downtown from whence I came. Lighting is always nice this time of day. Probably should have put on my hat though, my ears are getting cold. It's getting cooler as the sun gets lower. Now let's see if the bunny rabbits are still here. We've got bunny rabbits. I think they're rabbits, I don't think they're hares. That hang out, just looking at their ears, that hang out at this end of our condo building. At least two of them, and I saw two when I went by earlier, so let's see if we spot them this time. Oh yeah, there's one right where he was last time I saw him, or her. Hard to tell without getting up close and personal. See that one there, just at the corner of the gazebo, that white spot. One of our bunnies. And when I walked by before, oh, the other one is right where I saw him. They've been there for hours, they haven't budged. I have to go to the front anyway, so we'll go right by him. You see both of them now. One over there. This one here. They won't run away as long as I don't get any closer. Keeping an eye on you. There's the Prince Charles over there. We're looking down across Central Park. Hand pink waving, hand pink waving, hand pink waving is what it says here. I don't actually see the little pictures. It gives me text versions. And here's our building we have the condo in. Central College Court, this is called. It's where Central Collegiate was, the oldest high school in the city. And the towered building over there is the college building. Conservatory is over there. I still remember taking Alice when she was little over there for her first dance lessons, which was very cool. I don't know, I've been wondering that, but no sign of it. I think it's likely to remain the Prince Charles. All right, so I will stop here, and hope you enjoyed that short walk. Thanks for walking with me. Bye for now.